I wanted to introduce this young prodigy.
Talk about it.
You know what I mean? I mean, he's one of the youngest community activists I've met in a very long time. I love his parents, right? Mm-hmm. They're pillars in our community. Everybody give it up for our man, Stephen-Fua. Stephen, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Wow.
Man, it's like
we did not practice that at all.
No, we really didn't know.
Stephen, how you doing today?
I'm doing really great.
Really great. Thank you for coming on to the show.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're very welcome.
And then you have a beautiful lady with you. You want to introduce that lady that's with you?
My mom is here with me, and her name is Diana Fatih.
Come on.
That's so sweet of you. I think at that age, I didn't even know what my mom's name was. You know what I mean? It was like, Mom, well, you have a name, Mom?
Mom, your name is Mom.
Mom, why did they call you that?
What's your first name? You got a first name?
No, that's so great.
So we have this wonderful campaign that you're part of. I mean, it's actually an organization. You want to talk about us about it?
Well, I started it when I was 5, and I went to Samoa. And
You said you started it when you was 5, and you're now
8.
8 years old.
So you're 3 years in the game.
Yeah.
3 years strong.
Hey, longer than most people.
Yes, absolutely.
What am I doing with my life? Okay,
So how did you start it?
I started it when I went to the school, and I think it was in the nation of Samoa. And we were asking kids to go volunteer. And there was this kid named Josefa, and he was walking up.
Oh, it was Joe.
And I saw his uniform, and it looked like pretty small, and it looked pretty dirty because they washed it in mud. So,
Oh, wow.
when we got home, and like 2-3 months later in October, my mom and dad were talking, and I asked, "Am I too young to help? Can I go help those kids over there in Samoa?" And my parents said no, and that's how it started.
Oh,
No,
wow.
your parents said, no, you're not too young.
Yeah, you're not too young, right?
Can we go help? My parents said no. Hey, you know what? When my mama used to say no, I do it anyways.
I'm like, your mama me?
I know. I do love that, though, how you had said that your question was, like, do I have to wait until I'm grown up, to help? And that's so, I mean, for somebody as young. So you were 5 when you asked that question.
Wow.
My gosh, that's so awesome.
So what do you do? What does your foundation do for these kids?
Well, we raise money, and then there's a website called tfccampaign.com, and that's what my website name is. And there's a donate button you can press, and then you donate.
Don't forget the donate button, okay?
You know what? He didn't even wait. He was like,
I want to get
call
that
to
out
action.
there.
Boy, you must be forgotten. You can say that as many times as you want, man.
It's like donate.
Don't worry about what we do. Okay?
So after I hit the donate button, I donate money. What happens? What happens with the money?
I'm not really the person that does that.
So I'm just the one that says donate.
So are we passing the mic to Mom? Is that
So
He's a sales guy.
Yeah, he's so busy. He plays actually with the kids. So
Okay.
he goes to the Nation Time while he plays with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back and he tells us what the kids' needs are. And then what we do is he has a board, and the board then, funnels out the money, and they have monthly meetings, and then they send out the needs. So he buys slippers.
So anything they need.
They have, food, clothes, uniforms. Right now he has backpacks, a call to action for Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's also communicating to an orphanage in Kosovo. He's having local projects too for homeless. So he really wants to just help kids.
You are the man. Did you know that?
Stephen-Fua.
You are the man, Stephen-Fua.
You are the man. I definitely respect. Because I think
You
at
are the
5,
man in the boy's body, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You still had, boogers running down your nose at 5, didn't you, Jay? What the
He
heck?
needs to clean his room too.
No, when your mom was just talking about you playing with these kids. Now, I mean, I was reading in your bio, though, that some of the things that you like to do, like you like the Power Rangers. And tell us about some of the other activities that you like to play.
Well, I like to play Pokemon, and I play it with a lot of my friends at school. And actually, tomorrow is Pokemon Friday. So what we do on Pokemon Friday is we bring our Pokemon, and then we either trade or we start playing. and me and my friend Preston, we have like a lot of strong ones, and so we both ride the bus, so we play it on the bus, and then when we go to school, we also trade other ones, and I think my most recent trade was a Mega Diancie, I think, and.
That sounds like a really tough one.
It's a really strong girl.
Oh, I like it. See? There you go.
It's a
Very strong girl.
Way to help out the girls.
Is that your strongest card? What's your strongest card?
Yes, I think it's my strongest card.
Now, which Power Ranger do you like?
Yeah, which is your favorite Power Ranger?
Well,
The red one because.
the red. Well,
Shout out! What's his name?
well, there's a lot of different types, and my favorite was Ninja Storm, and it was the red one is Pulwang Siva.
That's right.
Oh, cool. And you try to morph as well with your friends?
Yeah.
How do you morph
Actually, I
into a
don't
Power
bring it to
Ranger?
school, but I used to morph with my cousins when they were here from Samoa.
Oh, okay.
And they're thinking about staying in the United States. But
What do you think about Uncle Joe, though? What Power Ranger would he be?
he would be Tommy Red Mighty Morphin.
Oh,
Is that the
Oh,
big
Red
time?
Mighty.
Oh, okay.
Like Red Mighty Muffin.
Tommy was the one that was he was in Dino Thunder. He was in
He
Mighty
was in a bunch of
Morphin.
them. He was a White Ranger too, wasn't he?
Gotcha.
Wow,
He was a Black Ranger.
Wow, okay.
Well, I thought
white then,
Uncle Joe would be like the big talking head in the tube. I was thinking
I thought you said all the Teletubby cousins. Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, I got a question. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh man, that's a hard one.
Because you're doing
Besides
a
being a
lot of
Power
things.
Ranger.
Yes.
Do you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a rocket ship
You
builder?
can say it. Mommy won't be upset. Go ahead. You can tell them.
Oh, no, yep, it's a history teacher.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So history is your
history
favorite
teacher?
subject? Like what parts of history? Do you like American history or world history?
I like the wars, like Civil War, World War II, World War I.
You must be from Carson.
You know, a side note, his mother, right, was one of the best English teachers at Carson High, the best high school in the world.
They just produce great men like Joe said.
The system works.
I got to put it out there, you know. So she definitely, you know, looked out for a lot of the youth that was coming up, man, especially in a city like that, man, because there was a lot of youngsters that went astray.
Oh yeah,
You know,
oh yeah.
so
all over the LA area.
and just to see, you know, somebody like her, you know, being a teacher, you know what I mean? Like it really kind of inspired a lot of the youngsters to be like, yo, I see one of my own.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to touch on. Is that it's very important for kids to find heroes that look like them. It's very, very important for kids to find heroes that look like them.
Shout out to Doctor.
Yeah.
We got
Doctorate!
Well, we'll call her Mom. Okay, so Mom.
That's like 5 doctorates.
Talk to us about how it made you feel, you know, the moment that he decided that he wanted to, you know, stick a helping hand out to these people back home.
You know, my husband and I knew that when we had an only child that we really strategically made a lot of decisions. So, you know, people who have multiple children, it's really different when you have an only child. So there are certain things that you have to decide, like you can't spoil them.
Right.
You have to teach them because we know there's going to be one day where we're not here. So we really wanted to teach him how to give. And so when he came crying that time about the whole giving thing, we're his parents. We have to fuel that. So we really wanted to capitalize on that. We just didn't realize how serious he was about it. At 5, I mean, like how serious can a 5-year-old be? Like it's going to wear off, right? So that year he came up with the idea, well, can I raise money using my birthday? So I told my husband, really? Seriously, what 5-year-olds get, or, you know, so we just kind of took it step by step. And so it just kind of, you know, did that. But there's one school in the nation Samoa that really stood out, and that was it's a school for the handicapped. The government doesn't fund it.
Wow.
So they called a special assembly, and the director actually called Stephen-Fua to come and tell the kids why he came. So when he announced it to the kids, the teachers were crying, everybody was crying, the director was crying, and I asked him after, and I don't know, he's looking at me, I don't know if he remembers this conversation. I said, son, how does it make you feel that these kids looked at you and you didn't forget about them? So I'm thinking my son's going to come up with this awesome, sentimental answer. he looks at me, he goes, "Mom, I saw more kids without shoes. We got to raise more money." You know, and so I'm thinking, it's a very practical answer. You know,
that's the thing
he's
that
a real kid.
I'm just boggling my mind is that you say at 5 years old the phase might go away, but this isn't a typical phase for a 5-year-old. This isn't something that just that just, what I'm saying is at 5 years old, it's not something that just typically pops in your head. I want to help. Typically, 5-year-olds, even only childs, are mine. True.
Yeah.
Give me, this is mine. This is mine.
He has that a little bit too. He's
still a kid.
Yeah, he's still a kid. Yeah,
But it's still pretty. First of all, thank you to you.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It goes
I
back
think
to the
it copies his dad. Yeah.
But,
Well, because his dad was leading a missions team. You know, he watches his dad. It's the model, right?
Yeah,
so he just sees
which is a
that.
beautiful
I'm a
thing.
dolphin.
Hey. Okay.
His dad's from Fungasa and their mom. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, I don't know about that.
Really straight from South
I really liked you until no, just kidding. You know what I'm saying?
I got family from Fungasa.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all right. You're in the back corners of Pong Pong.
You have to go through.
Yes,
right?
you have to go through our town and pay the toll and donate to Pong Pong before you go to Fangasa.
There was this one time my mom asked me, "You want to go to the bridge? What's it called?" In Manua. And and my mom said, "Fangasa has no bridge." I'm like, "Yeah, we have a bridge. It's that log that goes over the river."
That is so true. Hey, shout out to the logs out in Fangasa.
They're building it log by log. Come on, man. We're gonna build a bridge.
Hey, anything to get you across, right?
One log at a time. So for those that are listening right now, I mean, I think it's a phenomenal story. I mean, I've never really heard anything like it. You know what I mean? As far as like, for those that actually want to support the cause, I know he mentioned the donation button. You want to mention the donation button again?
The donation button is where you press and then you can donate, and it helps my campaign. Gain money so we can transfer it into nation money and then buy slippers and t-shirts and uniforms for the kids.
Awesome. And what was that website again?
tsfcampaign.com.
That's great. Now, do you have like a fan page or people that actually can follow you? Do you have an Instagram or a Facebook?
There's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and there's my the website.
I want to see what his following looks like.
I know.
He probably has like a million followers.
Definitely more than yours, Joe. I'm sure.
Yeah.
He does more work.
Now, is there any way maybe you could start a campaign to maybe get Joe Sav some new T-shirts? Is there any way you could do that?
I need a lot of cloth. So there's a lot of area to cover.
So maybe for 1 month we could just raise enough funds to get him one T-shirt or something.
So let's talk a little bit more about the backpacks from Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got going on with Mexico?
The backpacks for Mexico, it's being... the drop-off location is 126 East 232nd Street in Carson, California. What to purchase and fill your backpack is blankets, hats, scarves, gloves, towels, and washcloths, razors, flashlights, laundry detergent, shampoo.
I'm about to drive to Mexico. Get me a backpack.
Toothbrushes, toothpaste, hairbrush. Whatever that is.
I have no idea what that is. So just a whole bunch of stuff to put in the backpacks, right?
Oh, that's a lot. That's so generous.
Is there like an organization in Mexico that you guys are donating this stuff to?
Well, we went. Our first trip was, I think, last year in November when we did our duffel bag project.
Okay.
And we didn't expect it, but we didn't actually give our duffel bags away as we thought we were. Well, at least I thought, because I thought we were just gonna give it away right away. We're just gonna find a bunch of homeless people. But we went to this.
It's like a field, right?
A field farming community, and there were these people with the nurse, and they were, I think, homeless.
Right.
And we gave them all of our duffel bags. And some of them were paired together or families.
Yeah.
So they all used one duffel bag or two. And we used a truck and we used vans.
They just drained it all out
they just
right
took-
away. Yeah.
Wow.
So they need more. right?
Of course, right? There's always more. And so that's what you took away from it, is that you need to do more. Wow. And so
That
the
is
drive
so
keeps going.
Crazy. So I mean, is a lot of it is it pretty intentional as far as like the locations that you guys pick? Like, you know, obviously it was in Samoa, then now to Mexico.
I think it's
That one was what Daddy calls spirit led, because that one wasn't really planned. I actually wasn't there. I was in a hotel room writing my dissertation, so
for
I
that
was kind of
doctorate
getting
again.
this when they got back. Yeah,
So Mom wasn't actually there.
no, I was not.
Wow.
I had to stay back. So yeah, so when he
So-
got back, I asked. I said, "So how was it?" And Stephen-Fua said, "Mom, we got to go back. They need more." So
That's so awesome.
The person that picked out my the locations was my Aunt Adela,
Yeah.
and she had another family with her. And what they did was they knew the locations in Mexico, so they just drove us around, and we were following them. And so we go, and then I start playing with these kids, and they love volleyball. And actually, when we were there, I think 3 or 2 more like days earlier, I think of 2 or 3 kids got back to their families. So
That is so crazy.
I'm just enthralled by his...
I don't want him to stop. I just want to keep hearing, man. I'm going to tell you like this. You're inspiring me.
Yes.
So, and I think that's the whole idea is you want to keep inspiring other people to, you know, kind of get on track and realize that there's people out there that are not as fortunate as us. So I
That's so
thank
true.
you for that. You know.
So besides like donating money and then supporting stuff like this, right? To go, you know, like different items. Is there any other way that people can come out and support the Stephen-Fua campaign?
he has homeless local projects, and
Okay.
he'll post them on his website and on the Facebook page when he
Okay.
does those things, and his social media team will post them when they have that, and that'd be great because then we need. He's actually working on a project to start community-based clubs at the university and the high schools, so that we can have Christian community service clubs, so they can actually then take and execute these projects. So
Wonderful.
he's actually he presented it at UCLA to one of the students there, and
They're picking it up.
Yeah, we're hoping, we're piloting, we're working on it.
Well,
It's actually gonna be
congratulations.
launched.
That's incredible.
So we know that your mission work obviously is the basis behind all of this, where you're traveling and you're giving to people. And one of the things that, I mean, especially with the kids, so you say REACH, and it actually stands for something. And REACH is ready to evangelize, assist, comfort, and help. And you had talked about how Stephen-Fua is an only child. What I thought was really amazing and pretty much a testament, right, to your family is the fact that it took you guys 13 years to get him. Tell us about that.
Okay, so when my husband and I first got married, don't laugh. Okay, don't laugh. We really wanted 12 kids. We wanted
It's not even fun because I come from a family of 10.
Right. We wanted 12. We really wanted 12 kids, but it took 12 years for God to send us a sign that we could have one. So now we know why it was one.
Absolutely,
So-
because it's
12
like
kids
having
and one.
12 kids and one with all his ambitions
He has
and
12 personalities.
his passion.
He was born as a 12-year-old.
He's Pokemon, Power Rangers, a lot. Wow.
That is so crazy.
Man.
Go ahead, Steven.
Go ahead,
What do you want to
Steven.
tell your mom?
As my mom said, 12 years. As she said, 13 years to get me, but 12 years was the signal because, there's a baby in my mom's stomach.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Sam.
And it was very important to me because when my mom told me, and I think she told me when I was younger, but I forgot. And
What
it
was that, when you were 3, after your mission work at 5? My goodness.
But she told me that the year before, on the same day I was born, there was a baby in her stomach, and my dad named it Hope. But the sad thing was it died in my mom's stomach.
Oh.
Well, that's all right because everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Hope, and here you
There
are.
you go.
You know?
And if Hope was still here, it would be 9.
Oh.
No. It is Listen,
Oh my
there
gosh.
are thousands and thousands of people that are listening right now, and I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
they're inspired by just the story because I'm pretty blown away.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Do you have any friends you want to give some shout outs to that are listening right now?
That you want to
Family?
say hi to?
Uh,
You said Preston already.
Yeah.
I don't think he is that of a type Samoan person listening to this.
His loss.
It's okay. It's very we have a multicultural fan base.
Well, how about some friends out in Samoa or in Mexico?
Or in Mexico.
I wanted to shout out. I forgot his name, but I think his name was Emmanuel from Mexico. Antonio and Carlos from Mexico.
How do you communicate with these young people in Mexico?
Again, I don't really do it. It's my board or people that.
No, I mean, like when you're out there playing with these kids in Mexico, like, is there
they
a
speak
language
Spanish,
barrier?
right? So.
Yes. I actually, even in Samoa, I don't even talk to them. I just play around with them, and they don't speak either because they're wanting to just play with me, and then they just don't talk.
Oh,
Well,
it's just straight.
Yeah, good time is probably universal language.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter what language you speak as long as you're having a good time.
Yeah, Power Rangers is a language in itself.
It's morphin' time.
It's all-
Well, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the World Famous Barbecue Show. We got Stephen-Fua Foundation here. And it's definitely been an uplifting experience.
Yeah, and before we let you go, though, Stephen, thanks for all your shout-outs. But again, tell us your website and for people to donate to.
There's a donate button on the tfccampaign.com, and you just press it, and then you can donate.
That's awesome. Pretty simple. Pretty great. Man. All right, y'all. So, any shout-outs you want to give Mom before we let you go with your amazing son? My goodness, a doctor and now with like...
Well, shout out to Dad.
Yeah. Just shout out to his dad who's at church.
Wait, I have one.
You got one more?
I don't know if he's listening, but shout out to my Uncle Ray and my two sisters, Brianna and Zion.
There you go.
There you go. That's awesome.
Doc, any shout-outs?
To his dad because he's at church.
Oh, way to go, Dad,
Respect,
for
Dad.
making this possible
Yeah,
and being such
absolutely.
an awesome role model. All right, don't you go now.